So I thought it would be nice to hang out here in this little secret area off of the solarium. What? Words? There's the entrance to the Solarium Cafe right there. And that's the beautiful ocean out there. All right, y'all, so we are in Bonaire today. I actually didn't sleep very well last night. I'm not sure why. I was kind of tossing and turning. So, again, got a little bit of a late start today. It's about 11, but I'm all changed and showered and all that stuff. So, you know, I've been up for at least an hour or so. And now I'm going to go up to the pool deck, take a look at what's around, and then I'm going to get off the ship. I'm not going to do lunch on board, at least for right now. I'm not feeling like it. I would like to get off and see if there's anywhere to eat out there, maybe. And then if I don't find anything worth, you know, paying for out there, then I'll come back on and do the, you know, buffet or park cafe or whatever. So that's the plan. I don't have any excursion or anything booked today, like I mentioned in yesterday's vlog. So I'm just experiencing the port for the first time. Sometimes it's nice to come to a port without an excursion to just kind of see what it's like. Sometimes that backfires because there's nothing to do if you don't have an excursion, but I'm pretty sure that this port is nicely built and developed like Aruba and Curacao are, because, you know, these three kind of go as a packet most of the time. So anyway, we did C yesterday, we're at B today, and we have Aruba tomorrow. But yeah, more to come, and of course I'll take you with me. We'll see what we see, we'll do what we do, and we'll talk soon. So I made my way down the main strip of Bonaire, and I eventually came to like a map of more or less the whole area, including a marketplace. There were signs posted that you weren't allowed to record in the marketplace, so I obviously didn't get any footage of that, but past that was like sort of like a main downtown area, and there they had plenty of shopping and restaurants and things as well. And I walked pretty far down the main strip and just kind of observed what was there. There were some pretty cool looking bars and restaurants that I thought maybe I might go hang out at, but ultimately after a while I started making my way back down to the ship. It seemed like the further away from the ship you got, the more options there were, but I was obviously by myself and I didn't want to go too far down and risk getting lost or something like that, so I waved at the marketplace on the way by, and of course I took a selfie with the ship in the background, and then I made my way back around to get back on board the ship. And the line at security to reboard was actually kind of long, but I did get through pretty quickly, and then I made my way back up to my room. Alright, Bonaire, let's talk about it. So, it was interesting. Immediately when you get off, you end up in a purpose-built area, which is pretty common. That area was really small. It was cute. It was, you know, buildings with Dutch gables and all that stuff. If you didn't know, the ABC Islands are historically associated with the Dutch. So everything, all the signs and stuff are in Dutch. Dutch is one of the languages that they speak, and then they have like a local dialect that they speak, and then they usually also speak Spanish and English. So most people in the ABC Islands speak 4 languages, which is super cool. But anyway, so they definitely put the Dutch gables and everything on the purpose-built area. Once outside of that, there is really not a lot at first, but you need to walk down to the left, and you'll end up in like a marketplace. And then beyond that is like an actual strip of like restaurants and bars and shops and things. And so yeah, it ends up being a pretty good area. I walked about a mile out there and spent about an hour and a half. I did go into some of the shops. Unfortunately, a lot of them had signs saying no pictures. I assume that that also means video. So I didn't want to, you know, upset anyone by recording in any of the stores. I've never seen that before. It was mostly the handcrafted stuff. I guess they don't want people like stealing their ideas or, you know, whatever. But so I just didn't really record in the shops at all or near the shops at all. But I did get some footage of like the storefronts and the different buildings, some of the bars and restaurants, etc. as I was walking by. I didn't actually eat anywhere. I thought about it. There were a couple places that looked pretty good. But ultimately I decided I would come back on board. It's kind of a little nerve-wracking to sit at a restaurant alone. I do it at home sometimes, but in, you know, places that I'd never been before, it's a little bit more stressful. So I have done it before, but I just wasn't feeling up to it today. So I've come back on board and I'm going to go eat right now. I'll be back here in October with Carlos, so I'm sure we'll find somewhere to eat that's nice and, you know, whatever. We also plan to do an excursion here in Bonaire when we're here, because this is the one port that I hadn't been to. And so I've done excursions in the other two ports, Aruba and Curacao. And so it'll be nice to see what kind of excursions they have here. It seemed like there were a lot. When I first got out there, people were lined up for the second round of excursions. Because we're here pretty late. I think we're leaving at 7 tonight or something. And we got here at 8. So, you know, we're here all day. And so they had multiple excursion meeting times and whatever. It's nice that the excursions only take up, you know, part of the day, because then you can go and, you know, explore on your own afterwards or before or whatever. But anyway, more stuff to come. I just thought I'd update you on that. It's getting a little long-winded now, so anyway, lunch is probably next, so we'll see that and whatever else, and of course, we'll talk soon. Oh, and I also have this waiting for me on my door. This is my first time receiving any sort of actual pin or anything, because my status hasn't been high enough with them. It's my goal to make Diamond in the next year or so. There's a lot of great perks with that, and obviously there's Diamond Plus and Pinnacle as well, which I'm not sure if I'll ever make those, but we'll see. Anyway, I love getting gifts. We'll talk soon. So I made my way up to the marketplace buffet and fixed a plate of whatever looked good. Vision of the Seas had a pretty good soup selection. Every day they had like 3 or 4 soups that you could choose from, including this dumpling soup that I absolutely loved. And then I made my way back out to the pool deck to hang out there for a little bit. I grabbed a glass of fruity water from the Vitality machine. That's actually included in your cruise fare, so it's not just water. You also have lemonade and tea and a couple of other options. And even though we were still in port, so the pool deck wasn't crazy crowded, the vibe up there was chill and pretty cool. I hung out on the pool deck for a couple of hours, but then I decided to go down to the R bar where they made me some sort of mojito. While I was sitting there, I heard the engines fire up, so I made my way out to the boat deck to see us push off from the dock. At this point, it was dinner time, but I didn't really feel like going to the main dining room, so I made my way up to Park Cafe and grabbed a wrap and a slice of pizza, and then circled back through the buffet to grab a slice of tres leches cake on my way back to my room. Alright y'all, so we are back to the room. It's just after 9, so I'm gonna charge my phone a little bit and maybe do more things, I don't know. But we got a little tiny Ethelyn tonight. This is the smallest one I've ever gotten for sure. But you guys know how I love the elephant tail animal. He did take my little peacock away, which makes sense. There's not a lot of room in here for me to collect tail animals, but this elephant, I'm gonna try to get it to fit up in the shelf up here. See how that goes. And hopefully there's gonna be more stuff. There will be at least a closing, you know, goodnight clip. But hopefully this isn't the end of it. But I fell asleep hardcore last night, so that might happen again. Anyway, we'll talk soon. So I thought it would be nice to hang out here in this little secret area off of the solarium. What? Words? There's the entrance to the Solarium Cafe right there. And that's the beautiful ocean out there. It's kind of bright because I think we have like close to a full moon tonight. But if you listen closely, you can hear the waves. I grabbed some water. We'll talk soon. So So I went back out to the solarium for a bit, but the ship really started moving at this point, so I decided maybe I would call it a night. As you can see, they actually had barf bags out in the stairwells. That's how you know things are really moving and grooving. But yeah, so I made my way down the several flights of stairs and down the hall and over to my room.
Alright y'all, so that's a wrap. I actually stayed up really late tonight, just kind of hanging out in the solarium pool area, and, you know, whatever. It's really nice in there, a little warm, but it's just like those loungers are really comfortable, and you know, they've got drinks and Perk Cafe and everything right there. So I was just laying there. It's about close to 1 in the morning now, so yeah. But that's okay. I'm gonna get some Z's, and then we'll wake up tomorrow for Aruba. What else did we do today? Obviously we were in Bonaire, and I got off and explored and all of that. Interesting port. I think I like Aruba and Curacao a little bit better, at least Curacao, so far. It's just, I think, a little bit more walkable, a little bit more cultural and stuff as well, at least the immediate cruise port area. But nothing wrong with Bonaire, lots of restaurants and shops and things there, obviously, as we saw earlier. And yeah, we'll see how Aruba is tomorrow. I was just there last month, so but I didn't really get off and explore much because I had an excursion, and then I got a little bit seasick on the submarine thing, and so I came back on board and didn't really walk around much. So maybe we'll do more of that tomorrow and get some food finally, because I haven't eaten in any of the ports yet either. So very overall kind of chill day, but it's always nice to be in a nice port and whatever. And when I'm back in October, Carlos and I are actually going to do things like, you know, shopping and eating, and maybe go hit up a beach and that kind of thing. But yeah, anyway, I want to thank you all so much for traveling with me. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, all those fun things. We'll talk soon, and y'all have a good night.